In the beginning, there was nothing except darkness and a spirit, which is the Creator. Billions of years ago, the Creator created the universe. Darkness was gone, and the universe was creating itself according to the will of the Creator. Around 9.35 million years ago, the ancestors of today's Chinese people on Earth, namely the Yellow Race, migrated to the planet Baccaratini of the constellation Centaur. 300 years later, the ancestors of today's Black African people also migrated to this planet. Later, conflicts between the two races escalated, eventually leading to a nuclear war. Fortunately, they learned their lesson, and after 150,000 years, their civilization became highly successful. As planet Baccaratini cooled and was about to become uninhabitable, 1.35 million years ago, the two races migrated to Earth, which at that time had no human inhabitants. 30,000 years after they settled on Earth, an asteroid struck the planet, causing the complete destruction of both civilizations. The terrible cataclysm that gouged out seas and caused the emergence of islands and even continents. An enormous continent which arose in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. This continent was called Lamar, but is better known to you as the continent of Mu. 500,000 years ago, Earth captured its current moon. A small number of white people migrated to Earth and settled in Atlantis. Atlantis, like the continent of Mu, did exist and was situated in the northern hemisphere in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Due to natural disasters, the civilization of the white people was also destroyed. About 250,000 Earth years ago, the inhabitants of planet Aremo X3, who were the ancestors of today's Polynesian people, began to migrate to the continent of Mu in the Pacific Ocean, because planet Aremo X3 is a planet that was becoming uncomfortably overpopulated. 50,000 years later, that is 200,000 years ago, their population reached 80 million. 30,000 years ago, some people from the continent of Mu migrated to Atlantis. Many white people from Atlantis preferred, at the time, to emigrate to the region of Northern Europe, as they didn't accept the new government and the new religion coming from Mu. These white people set off in their sea vessels propelled by steam and wind. 17,000 years ago, they explored the Mediterranean thoroughly. They went to Greece, where they founded a small colony. Finally, they arrived in Egypt. There, they established a strong colony. 14,500 years ago, a great cataclysm occurred that caused the disappearance of the continent of Mu. This disaster did not destroy Atlantis at the time, but eventually, Atlantis also vanished. 12,000 years ago, human beings left the planet Hebra in order to visit the galaxy in search of a new planet of the same category as their own, for they knew that, in the millennium to come, their planet would become totally uninhabitable. A spacecraft experienced serious problems during its reconnaissance flight and was obliged to land on our planet. It landed in the region of Krasnodar, a town in western Russia. One day, during work, an accident occurred causing a terrific explosion that destroyed half of the vessel and killed 5 of the people. The other 3, being some distance away, were unharmed. They were Robanan, a man, and Livia and Dina, 2 women. Coming from a planet of a superior category, they did not belong on Earth, where they were in fact prisoners, and thus they anticipated the misadventures that befell them. This group of extraterrestrials founded their line that became the ancestors of present-day Jews. Back to the region of Egypt, the Maya Atlanteans were not the only ones to explore and colonize. Gone for thousands of years, the Nagas had colonized Burma, India, and finally they reached the shores of Egypt at about the latitude of the Tropic of Cancer. They, too, founded a successful colony and occupied Upper Egypt. About 5,000 years ago, the Nagas in northern Egypt and the Maya Atlanteans began fighting over religious reasons. For 2 years they were actually at war over this difference, and eventually they became allied and formed a unified Egypt. After that, due to the rise of clergy, the civilization of ancient Egypt gradually declined. About 3,300 years ago, Moses led the Hebrews out of Egypt. About 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born.